Hello everyone, welcome to our live session on grant management using public sector solution from Salesforce. This is our first demo on PSS series. Before that, we did demos on RCA. We'll continue our series on PSS in future. This is specifically for grant management. So this is brief about us. We are part of Creative Solutions, trusted Salesforce partner. Our expertise is into RCA, Salesforce Industries, public sector solutions, data cloud. We do a lot of video content online. We'll love you to follow all those videos. Even today's video will also be published there. So let's move on. So today's agenda, what are the things that we'll be covering today? We'll be talking about what is PSS, how to use it, what the framework around it, and the most important is we'll be talking about grant management, a live demo from our team. So first of all, let's try to understand basically what is this PSS. PSS stands for a cloud solution from Salesforce on the name of public sector solution. It is specifically built for government and public organization. It is solving their problems and running the operations of government, making it more modern based on digital standards, enabling all the even third-party agencies related to the government or public sector to better serve the constitutes or communities. And obviously, it's a cloud-based platform. It's more secure, scalable, and plus a lot of features are available out of box, which makes production-ready tools using PSS for government sector, public clients very easy and convenient. So this is a big overall picture of PSS. Don't get confused. It's everything is built on Salesforce platform. But overall, the bigger use cases that you need to focus on public sector use cases are based on, let's say, benefit management, grant management. That will be covered today. We have contact center management, we have provider management, employee experience, recruiting, court case management. Everything can be managed as a part of PSS. And we have seen growth of PSS over the years. It have been developing, it have been evolving. And public, basically all the public sector components which are very prominent are the applications where people apply for something or complaints, authorization, fee payment, outcome, providers. I know these are the basic terms of industry that I'm using for you, and it is based on all Salesforce platform. And above it, this interface of public sector, the PSS, can be exposed in the form of a web, email, chat, or it can be exposed as a form of an app also. So it's very convenient for people to use it. So this is the overall structure that we'll be talking today. The grant management, how the grant management happens. For example, there was a COVID grant, or you want, today we have a live example of tariff is being imposed. We'll give a tariff grant to the people whose industries are impacted by that. So this is where the grant management workflow come into picture. We have a requirement, we have a disbursement, and then funding programs, funding request. Overall, it's all linked together. It's being reviewed by the government agencies, and you have to create as your user login. You have to create your contact account and a case on that. So everything is done behind the scene in an end-to-end object model, which is PSS. So these are some of the core capabilities overall for PSS. It gives you end-to-end solution. You do a case management. You can track everything. You have a licensing and permitting. Very big example. Let's say you want to get your inspection done for the new enhancement that you have done to your house. Let's say you build a new washroom. You want city inspector to come and see it and visit it. It's part of a licensing and permitting. We have inspection and compliance is also part of that, because you have to apply. Licensing is basically apply for license to the city, and then your inspection, you have to order the inspection. You have multi-channel engagement. Basically, it can be web, mobile, and everything. You have automation integration part available, right? So you can integrate this to existing government system and legacy systems, and it follow the regulatory guidelines. You can configure it. It's always extensible. You can have your customized workflows, user interface being done. Obviously, this is security. It's a very important fundamental of that, because it's built on Salesforce trust infrastructure. So PSS ensures we have a data security and privacy available. Some of the example of use cases for managing, let's say you want to manage a citizen request. There is when you're driving on main road, you notice there is a reporting a porthole, right? There was a lot of water because of rainfall. You need to report that. You need a system which is like a 311 system. This is behind the scene is implemented in PSS. It's very convenient. For example, you need to process your business license. You want to get a liquor license for your existing convenience store. You need a system for that. It's part of a business licensing, or a building permit is part of that. You need to schedule some inspections for your restaurant, for your house. That's part of that. Or you want, there is a tree plantation that is happening in front of your house. You need to monitor that, how it's being done. You want a city inspector to come in. That's a part of PSS overall, right? And this is the latest news. As of now, the Salesforce already launched Agent Force, basically AI capabilities as a part of a public sector solution. So a lot of automation happening in PSS also. Now all the way to our team for the demo on that. Hopefully it works through. We'll give you the grant management workflow, a live demo that'll help you solve your solution out of box or some sort of a customization available in using PSS capabilities. So I'll just transfer the control.
Thank you, Mandeep. Yes, so as Mandeep mentioned, we're going to see a demo of how a grant making solution is built on the PSS, like minimum code, like low to no code, everything that tools that are used in PSS that can build this whole system with very low code. So, okay, so let's get started. To start with, this is like the 3 phases of grant making, right? There is the first phase, which is the admin phase, then there is the post award phase, and then there's a pre award phase. So, the admin phase is where we start creating programs and funding opportunities and all of that. So let's start with that. So here we see a program that is created, the Small Business Support for Tariff 2025. So we have this one program created which will supply grants to people who are in need, like small businesses that really need grants. So under this program, we have a funding opportunity. So funding opportunity is basically like a opportunity which an applicant can apply for and they can get grants based on that. So this is a program, and then there's a funding opportunity under that program, and then there's a budget associated with this program, right? So you can see that here. Let me just look at the funding opportunity from the admin side. This is the funding opportunity. We have the program associated with it, all the description and instructions here. And then we see our like the minimum funding amount that is part of this funding opportunity is $5,000 to $50,000. All right. So this is part of it. So this is basically the admin phase where an admin would come create this funding opportunity, create a budget template, and so that an applicant could apply for this grant, right? So now let's move on to the actual site. For example, here an applicant would land on this page and they would want to apply for the grant. So they would first sign up, which is like a self-registration, which is already done. So we already have one user here created. So we're going to sign in with that user. So as soon as the user signs in, they'll be taken to this page where they can see this is their portal. And here they could see 3 options like the home, funding opportunity application, and all the information about the grants. So they would just go into the funding opportunity tab first, and here they would see all the funding opportunities available for them. So let's say they select this funding opportunity. So here when they click this link, they would be taken to the funding opportunity detail page where they would see all the details about the funding opportunity, the instructions they need to follow to apply for the funding opportunity, the program totals, what is the minimum, what is the maximum amount they can get as a grant, and all the relevant information is right on the top here. So once they click on the submit application button, the user will be taken to a guided flow where they would apply for this application, for this grant. So here you see this is their information which they can change, but they just show them this is the information they're going to be applying with. So when they move forward here, we're gonna now add a budget. So let's say they want a budget for training funds, right? So because they're affected by tariff, they apply. They need new machineries to be imported, but they don't have funds to give training to their employees, right? So they're gonna apply for funds for training. Here they're gonna add, okay, I need budget. What is the category? I need training as a category, and I want for my Q1, I need $5,000. So they'll apply for that here, and the reason is training for new machines. So now you see this is a budget that they're gonna create. Moving forward, they'll add their business information here, a business company name, company size. Let's say they are 1 to 20 people and the annual revenue is about 100 to 200,000. And then they move forward, company licenses, payroll information for tax documents. For this example, we're just going to use the business license here. Okay, once they upload their business license, it's submit the application. So as soon as they submit the application, they'll be taken to this application details page, and here they would see all the information about that application that they just submitted. Right? The files they uploaded are shown on the right. All the information about the application is here, and then the application status, they can see it here. So right now, application received has not been started, so none of these steps have been yet started, right? And then they can see the funding awards on the step once they are approved and get the funding awards. So now once the applicant applies for this application, a reviewer in Salesforce would see that application here, like we saw application number 51 that came in, so that the reviewer would see this page. They would see all the information about the individual individual application that came in. You could see all the details here. And for simplicity and by using PSS tools, we added this check, like a button here, which will check the eligibility. So basically the eligibility will be based on the company revenue and the company size. So we have added some business rule engine logic here. So basically when they click, we can see the applicant is applicable for the grant. So they know that this application is eligible for the grant. So they can move on to the action plan here. So there's an action plan attached to each individual application. So that actually makes it like a streamlined process for the reviewer to go through and complete the application. So they see application received as first task that they have. What they could do is they could come here, update it. Yes, the application is received, complete the status. If they have any comments, they could add here like application received, click save. So now this application has been received and completed. So this notification should be given to our applicant here. So we'd see that the status will be updated here where it says application received has been completed and the comments they have is application received. So this way the internal reviewer and the applicant, they can have this communication between them. So any comments they have on each of the steps, they can add it and they would show up right here directly. So that's for one step. So just like that, they're going to complete all the other steps.
So what happens in case there are some missing documents or we need more information?
Yeah, they could actually like move it to in progress and then add information here. So need more document for employee payable. So now that would show up here. And then obviously we could configure it to show up like an email to go to this applicant, which is not part of the demo, but that is possible. So right now they would see that this is done, but eligible decision, they need more documents. So an applicant would know that, okay, this is something that I still need to send them. And then they can email or like there's another process that we can build for them to send out those documents to us back again. They could directly come here, add a file and send it back to us and it would directly be received by the reviewer. Yeah. So let's just complete all the steps here. So now we see all of them are completed. We go back here. We can go back to our individual application. We'd see a 5 for 5 completed and the action plan is now completed. So a way we've added the business logic is as soon as this particular action plan gets completed, we approve the application directly. Like this is a business use case for this demo, but obviously there could be more checks and more reviews that can be done. So as soon as this application is now status turns to approve, we create a funding award for them. So now when they come here onto this tab, they will see a funding award that was granted for $5,000 like they requested, and all the details about the funding award are on this page, like the requirements they need that could be added by the reviewer again, any disbursement when the funding award would be released and when they would receive it, or any amendments to this funding award would also show up right here. So these are part of the post award phase, which is not part of this demo, but this would be built further depending on the business use case, how each government wants to configure these steps.
So disbursement, for example, now they have to add their bank information to get the loan into their account. How the process will be? So this will be defined by the business logic.
So PSS gives us all these out of the box, right? Like the disbursement object, amendment objects, requirement objects. All of these are already pre-built objects in this grant making solutions for PSS. So we could leverage these objects and basically, like let's say a disbursement supposed to happen every 15 days, depending on some requirements, like the business probably has to give us some proof of funds used. Once they send that, the reviewer confirms that these documents are legit and approved, then another disbursement would be created and another payment would go through. Like a $5,000 that they need probably are going in two halves, to 2,500 and 2,500 after that. So all that logic would be part of this requirement disbursements. Yeah, if anything like something goes wrong and they really need to cancel the funding award, then there would be amendments to this funding award.
Makes sense. So this is a part of action plan or this is part of a custom workflow that we need to create here?
No, this is not part of the action plan. This is part of the out of the box PSS solution, the requirement disbursement amendments. But like these are like open to use with our implementation. We could just implement it how we like the requirements disbursement or amendments to funding awards.
Makes sense, right? And obviously we can send this as a PDF and also as an email to the applicant. That's now the word is ready.
Yes, yeah. And those tools are also available with Omni Studio PSS. So to generate documents, email documents, all of that can be done within Omni Studio without any code, with low code.
I think we did a video on document generation also using Omni Studio. So that's a part of it. So thanks for giving the demo. I just want to understand what are the tool stacks being used here. Can you give us the name?
Yeah. To start with, the first one we saw was an action plan. Like we saw this. So what an action plan is, it's like a step-by-step guide. So we could just create this one template that any application could be attached to, so that there's a proper workflow for anybody looking into this application, and they could just follow step by step. So, and each features in this action plan where each step could be a prerequisite for another, and they could automatically be assigned to whatever we like. We could just give it a use case where it gets assigned to some particular user. It would also happen. Like if, let's say, 3 steps are completed here and the 4th step needs to be assigned to a manager, that we could configure that out of the box for it to happen. So after these 2 steps, the 3rd step would be directly assigned to a manager. So that's one tool that we use. And the second, we saw the guided flow here in our application. That's an OmniScript. So this is an OmniScript, a step-by-step guide. Again, all of this is no code to low code, and all of this is configurable. So this would just give them a guided flow from step by step, what information they need. They could just fill in that information. So there's no miss in any information that we need from an applicant. This is an OmniScript. Again, all of this is out of the box features from OmniScript. And then there's some couple of flex cards. Like flex cards are used to display, like create UI elements, again drag and drop. So some of these elements on the site are created through flex cards. And then we have this button that I said, like this is created through a business rule engine. So we have a business rule engine. Basically we could add a complex business rule here. Like let's say we come here and open up, let's take a look at this member benefit eligibility. So this is like a business rule engine expression set. So we created this custom logic inside it just by drag and drop, so that it would calculate how much benefit is this user eligible for. Something like, let's just simulate, and then it says a US citizen, no, and if I say yes, and then let's see what we get back. It says is ineligible because it's not a US citizen. If it is a US citizen, if I say no, it's still ineligible. Again, that's some different rules. Like I'll show you another expression set here. Let's look at this one here. So this one is a basic lookup table to seeing if, depending on the company size and the revenue, is this user eligible or not for the funding, right? So let's simulate that. So company revenue is between 100,000 to 200,000, and the company size is between 21 to 50. Let's simulate that, and we see is not eligible for this fund. Okay, yeah. So these are some of the tools that are used here on the site. So as we saw, none of them are like, we don't have to write a lot of code, and very maintainable code or maintainable components that can be.
Yeah, to summarize, we did FlexCard, we did Omni Studio, a guided journey, we did this rules engine, and we did action plans.
And there were integration procedures, data mappers.
Okay, so that's a part of a Omni Studio package itself, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we are almost at end of this presentation. Thank you guys. Thanks for sharing your feedback. Would love you to follow us online on our channel, as I mentioned before, to Creative Solutions. For any questions, give us your feedback. We'll be able to do more content like this because we need your motivation and support. Thank you to all our team also for creating this demo end-to-end workflow on grant management for the demo purposes itself. Thank you. We'll see you in next session, which will be on RCA that we have already planned. We have already created a link on Eventbrite. We'll love you to book your tickets for a live event. Thank you. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.
Thank you.